Well, would you look at that? The man who was almost fed to the political wolves just a few weeks ago for opening his mouth and speaking his mind about land and white farmers is now back in the headlines doing it again.
Deputy President Paul Mashatile has pleaded with farmers to stay in the country. This follows a group of white Afrikaans farmers who have been accepted in the U.S. under a refugee program.
I did explain earlier on that there are no land grabs in South Africa. We are working together, we are partnering.
Mashatile, you brave soul. Or maybe just conveniently timed, right? Even though you were almost shot the other day. Let's talk about it. Let's unpack this PR masterpiece, shall we? Now, before we dive into this bowl of reheated political chakalaka, let me just throw this in here. Guess what? I got my college results. Y'all think I passed? Or did I go through that academic trauma again? Stick around. I'll tell you at the end. Alright, back to the state of the nation. Or what's left of it. We need white farmers to stay, says Mashatile. Oh, now you do. Now you need them. When exactly did you realize that? After the third farm auction this week? Or when you saw another skilled agricultural white family pack their bags and fly to Australia, Canada and the UK like it's the next season of Farmers Without Borders? I mean, this is the same government that's been using white farmers like emotional punching bags. Blame them when food prices go up. Blame them when land reform fails. Blame them when it rains too much and floods a few crops. But now suddenly, farmers are essential. They are needed. They are the national treasure. What? I didn't know that. Cue the violins, will you? You can't chase people out of the country with one hand and then beg them to stay with the other. That's downright disrespect. That's not diplomacy. That is toxic ex-behavior. Let's not forget how we got here in the first place. Let's rewind to the years of saying things like, they stole the land, they need to give it back, we'll take it without compensation. Remember that? That sweet revolutionary rhetoric that made for great sound bites and terrifying investment decisions. Mashatile's party, like many others, sang along while the song was hot. And now that farms are emptying faster than Eskom can schedule a new round of load shedding, everyone's like, whoa, hold up. Don't go. We didn't mean it like that. Oh, but they did. For years, they did mean it. White farmers didn't leave because of one press statement. They left because of consistency, consistent threats, consistent crime, consistent scapegoating. Farmers are not stupid. They've seen the writing on the wall since the early 2000s, since Eddie Guerrero was champion. Some held out because the land was all they knew. Some sat quietly because they tried to share their knowledge with God. But eventually, even the toughest tree falls when termites eat at its roots. And now that the agricultural economy is being under the weight of incompetence, now that state-owned farms look more like haunted fields, Mashatile comes with his soft voice and says, we urge you to stay. Let's call it what it is. Panic diplomacy. Last-minute flattery. It's like showing up to your ex's wedding and saying, I think we should get back together. You can't unburn the bridge with a press conference. You can't reverse 20 years of hostility, bad policies, and crime with one photo op and a quote in the Sunday Times. That's not how real trust works, buddy. Let's be honest. It's convenient. It's all very, very convenient. Let me explain. Farmers have been raising red flags for years, saying, hey, it's getting dangerous out here, guys. Saying, hey, we need support, we're being targeted. Saying, we want to train the next generation of farmers, so let's work together. So what did they get instead? Ignored, mocked, and in some cases, killed. But now that they're leaving in packs, and the food security situation is starting to shake, now the speeches start. Now the tears and hugs and promises come out. This isn't a rainbow nation. It's a crisis nation. You can't build unity on panic. You can't ask for forgiveness without admitting fault. And you can't ask people to stay in a burning house just because you realized they had the fire extinguisher. Here's the part that stings though. A lot of these farmers would have stayed. They really would have. Trust me. If the country had their back, they would have stayed. If the justice system wasn't allergic to prosecuting farm murders, if the government treated them like actual humans and not historical villains, if people like Mashatile had said this maybe 10, 12 years ago. But it's too little too late. South Africa's agricultural future is not just in crisis. It's being outsourced. Farmers are now helping other countries, other continents, teaching them to grow maize, how to grow maize, raise cattle, avoid irrigation systems. The skills needed here, gone. And you want to talk about urging? How about we urge the government to protect all South Africans, huh? How about we urge our leaders to stop lying, stop cheating, stop stealing, stop being Eddie Guerrero, and stop playing race cards when they run out of ideas? How about we urge our youth to become the new generation of farmers with training, support, and actual funding instead of slogans? Here's what no one wants to say. South Africa doesn't have a white farmer problem. It has a leadership problem. Good farmers don't care about your skin. Good leaders, they care about soil. Good farmers care about soil. They care about feeding people, about doing the job right. But bad leaders, they care about deflecting, blaming, and dividing. So Mashatile's words, cute, but they would have meant more if they were said back when it mattered, when the house wasn't already half empty. Now let me circle back to me real quick, because some of y'all have been with me since I failed, about a year and a half ago, since I sat in a room wondering if I'd ever get out of this mess, since I walked around with a notebook and a prayer. And then I passed, and then I'm going to give you the results. And today, I got them, right? I won't spoil it yet. Go ahead and guess below. Did I pass? Did I fail? Take a look at my face. Did I pass? Did I fail? Maybe, just maybe. Maybe one of us is learning how to succeed in spite of our governments. Don't fall for panic diplomacy. That's what I'm saying. Stop falling for these lies. And stop letting the ANC be the toxic ex that shows up in your house after swearing at you and kicking you out of their house saying we want you back. Stop it. True healing takes time. It takes truth. And start treating people like people. And to every South African farmer, no matter what your skin tone is, thank you for holding on as long as you did, for feeding us when you were being fed lies. This country doesn't deserve you, but the people, ordinary, hungry, struggling people, need you. And that part is real. That's the real deal. More speeches can't plant maize, but you did. Now drop off your guesses, pass or fail. Let's see if y'all know me better than this government knows agriculture.